Hello there, Dragon Folk. How are we all doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing great. I'm doing fantastic, right? We're just kind of living our best day by day as we go. But today, I actually have a guide. So I am part of a group on Facebook called Magic the Gathering for Beginners. And I kind of wanted to make this guide for people who are trying to get into Magic the Gathering, as I see that Arena is probably I don't know, I want to say it's the easiest way to get into the game to learn, because the only other way to do that is to get either somebody else interested in playing, maybe play along with them, or to go to your LGS. And while I love the LGS scene, it's just, you got to be there at the right time, and you don't want to just enter an FNM and see what happens. You want to know what you're doing first before doing that. So Arena is a nice way to start, and there's a lot of things in Arena that we kind of talk about, but for the most part, I mainly wanted to get over the general idea of how to go about getting cards and great ways to go about getting set cards. So we're going to kind of go over the ins and outs of the way different ways to get cards in the game. And how to properly go about redeeming codes and so on and so forth, because these things will help you as a new Magic the Gathering player kind of access more and more stuff for free. That way you can work your way towards getting a better collection on Arena and kind of better understanding the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is the quests and dailies. So, for instance, right down here in this little area, you have quests and dailies are in this general area. I've already completed all of my quests, and at every 24 hours, it gives you another quest. Currently, I'm on a 6-hour timer to get my next one. You can have up to 3 at a time. The quests usually give somewhere around 250 to 750 gold per quest, and you get one a day. Normally, your quests are things like play 20 blue or red spells, or play 30 lands, or attack with 45 creatures, or whatever. And these things can all differ depending on whatever the daily is. But that's kind of how you determine, what you're going to do for the day, right? And so luckily, a lot of the times it's just play whatever color spell. And as you go through the beginning of the game, you will see that the beginning of the tutorial and stuff will give you decks that you can use to complete these quests and these dailies. In the beginning, don't worry so much about winning. Get your idea of what your deck does, kind of read through your deck and see what kind of stuff you have available to you. But don't worry too much about winning, right? Take what you have, play your cards, complete your dailies, get your gold, and then when you have enough gold, what you can do is a couple of things, right? So when you're getting gold, right up here, you earn gold by winning games and completing objectives. You do also have your dailies. You have these here. These are also considered your dailies. I guess I should go into this. So you have 15 maximum win rewards you can get. They start you out at like 100 gold and 25 mastery experience, which is for the mastery pass here, which we'll go into in a sec. And then you also have this here, that once a week, you have a weekly reward. And once a week, I think it resets every Sunday, I want to say, or every Monday. I can't remember. But once a week, you have 15 games you can win. And when you win 15 games, you get 250 XP for every win. And each one of these levels in this Mastery Pass are 1,000 experience. So at most, you get anywhere between, 3 and some levels out of it. And then not to mention all your dailies and stuff will give you mastery experience. So you'll probably get in a week, maybe like, I don't know, 4, 5-ish levels on your mastery pass, which is not bad, as long as you're kind of, diligent about it, right? So like I said, you get gold, and you also get XP, right? We'll go into the mastery pass in a sec here, kind of show you guys where to look for packs and stuff. Now, for the record, I am on PC. This is the same way to go about finding it on mobile as well, if you're playing on a mobile. So all you'll do is I go to packs, and then it'll show you that you have no packs, but you can always choose to get packs, and in here you will see that you have a bunch of packs available to you. So from up here, I know in mobile there's like a drop down thing that you can choose, but on here you can kind of find all the stuff that you have. Anything that's grayed or white, I guess. These are all things that are in standard currently, the standard rotation. I'll go over what the different formats are and stuff in a different video, but for the most part you're going to be doing kind of a regular standard play or historic play, because you're not going to be doing ranked yet. So these 8 sets that are grayed out, or that are white, these sets are ones you're going to probably want to focus on getting in the beginning, just because these have some of the newer cards in them. And that way you can kind of get a feel for them as you go. All these ones that are orange are older sets. So older sets, these are all available in historic. And I believe they're also in explorer mode too. But for the most part, a lot of your beginning play time is going to be done in standard. And that is just through these first 8 sets. So now that you know how to get the packs, right? It's about 1,000 gold for a pack, or 200 gems. I don't suggest using gems on packs unless you use the method that I will tell you at the end of this video. But if you go back to your home page here, you'll see that there was that mastery pass, right? The mastery pass is another way for you to get packs. Now, as a free-to-play, without having bought this mastery pass, you have access to this top level, right? And it shows you that it looks like every odd or every even level will get you a pack, right? So just keep playing, keep getting your dailies done. You'll get experience, and getting that experience will help you get more packs as this goes on. There's several different tiers, and it looks like the only thing that they give you are packs. You can also only go up to level 54, and then anything after that is nothing. There's nothing else. But if you bought the mastery pack, which if you are truly dedicated to playing Magic the Gathering Arena for a really long time, like this is how you want to go about playing the game, I definitely suggest buying Mastery Pass. You'll see down here that the Mastery Pass is for 3,400 gems. 3,400 gems is $20. So in doing so, right, you can buy the regular one, or you can buy the crazy one that comes with plus 10 levels for an additional, I don't know, I can't remember how many. I wouldn't do this, because the whole point of buying a Mastery Pass is that you're going to be using it. So you don't want a boost unless it's at the end of the season or whatever. But it'll show you all the stuff you get down here, and you get access to all this other stuff, right? So you see there's way more rewards down here at the bottom. They'll give you stuff like mastery orbs and card styles. They'll give you extra packs from other standard sets, which is very, very good. You get little pets, which is kind of neat. And so there's just a ton of stuff to do. And I mean, the mastery tree, these orbs are just for skins and stuff. They're not it's not like you need to have them, right? But they are pretty cool. So that's mainly what you get out of there. You also get these arena tokens, or the player draft tokens, right? What these do is, actually, I'll show you now. So player drafts As a beginning player, you're probably not going to be playing too many drafts, but if you do want to do a draft, all you'll do is when you go into play, choose up here for events, these flags. And here you can even go into limited. In limited, you will find that there are several things. Drafts are a format in which you take, I think it's, you get 3 packs, right? And then you essentially swap packs with other players. If you do a quick draft, which is what I suggest doing for your first few, your first probably like 20 plus drafts, I suggest doing a quick draft. Because a quick draft, you will pick cards, but you won't be on a time limit, which means you have a better chance to like look at stuff and figure it out, because you're going to be drafting against bots. You're not going to be playing against bots, but you're going to be drafting against bots. So no waiting, no pick timers, which is fantastic. And then you'll be going against other people in their decks. I don't have a draft guide currently, but I will make one eventually. So keep your eye out for that. But drafting is another great way for you to get cards, because they go over specific sets, and you essentially get to choose what cards you want from each pack, and so on and so forth. So sometimes you get lucky, and there's a lot of rares that you can pull from a pack. Sometimes you don't get so lucky, and it's just a bunch of commons. But drafting and doing limited content is very, very good for getting new cards, especially if you're looking for cards from a specific set. So instead of spending, 1,000 gold on a on a pack, you can instead save up for 5,000 gold, which is pretty easy to get, mind you, and you can go ahead and enter in these quick drafts. I highly suggest it. Drafting is a very, very different thing than constructed, which is what you'd probably start playing. But it is nice to learn, because it kind of gives a different feel to the game. But like I said, I'll go over formats and stuff in a different video. Right now, we're kind of going over certain things. So now, another way to get packs, kind of going over more ways for you to get them. If you go back to the store, and I think you can only do this on PC. I have not found out how to do this on mobile, which is strange, because I feel like I would, or I feel like it'd be able to, but I guess you can't. I'll add something in the description if I find out a way to go about doing that, but currently I do not. But if you go up here in the top right corner, there's a redeem code button. In here, this is where you would redeem codes. If you bought a Arena Starter Kit, the Arena Starter Kit comes with 2 codes on these code cards that you can put into Arena for decks. The Arena Starter Kits, I think, go for like $20 or $15, I think, something like that. I can't remember. So definitely check them out. Another thing is, if you have ever attended a pre-release codes also go in this exact thing here. You'll get a card that's got a code on it for Arena, and you will put that code in there. But more importantly is, sometimes there will be codes that you can use that are available online. For instance, there is a code that came out recently that is actually temporary and lasts until the 5th. Patch up, I'm gonna say. Boom. Patch up gave me 4,000 XP. So that was pretty cool, right? That boosted me up a whole lot in regards to my stuff. Or at least it was supposed to. There it goes. So you got 2 packs and an orb. And so that was just one of the many codes that you can have. I will leave a link in the description to a website. This website tends to keep all of the codes up to date, and making sure that they work and so on and so forth. Some codes are not available anymore. They're on a limited time release, much like Patch Up is. But most of them tend to be available even still to this day. For instance, a code that is available right now is Play SNC. Play SNC stands for Play Streets of New Capenna, right? And when you use it, you get 3 packs of Streets of New Capenna, just like that, right? You can also do the same thing for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Play Neo. I already have this one, code redeem failure, so I already did this one. So Play Neo gets you that. And those are good ways to get packs to kind of start you off and work your way there. So another way to get cards is actually using the wildcard system. So wildcards are very scarce. More specifically, the rare and the mythic wildcards are scarce. Obviously, the common and uncommon ones are not. You can use these wildcards to craft cards that you want for your deck. So if you have a deck that you play in paper and you wanted to make those cards in Arena, you can do that by going into the decks, going into your collection, and then you'll have a whole list of cards here. If you just look up the card, if you hit craft, you'll see that there are cards I don't own, right? Like Desert of the True, right? And say I wanted to craft it, I click on it, and it'll ask if I want to craft them. You can craft up to 4 of every card, and then that will be how that works. So if you have a list of a deck that you saw online that you wanted to use, you can go ahead and do that instead. Just find the cards in here. As long as you have the wild cards for it, you'll be able to make it. If you don't have the wild cards for it, luckily, when you open up packs, you'll see here that every 6, like usually right around every 6 packs, you'll get a mythic or a rare wild card, and then the same deal every 6 packs you'll get a uncommon or a I think it's specifically an uncommon wild card and not a common wild card. But you'll see that this is exactly how this one works here. So yeah, so boom, we got the uncommon wild card there, and sometimes you'll get wild cards in packs as well. So those are also very, very good. And then you just keep going, right? You just keep opening them up. And then there's even a nice little open all button. It'll open all of it for us. These will only show you, when you do the open all, it'll only show you the rare or mythic that you get in the pack. You did get other cards, though, I promise. But they only show the good stuff out of this. And so you'll see I got that mythic wild card there. This vault is also something to keep in mind. This vault is actually, it says it's a 20.4. So you're wondering, right, if you can only have a maximum of 4 cards, what happens if you pull another card of the same type, right? You know, let's say you have 4 shocks and you pull a shock from a pack, right? You already have 4. You can't get any more. You can't dust them like in something like Hearthstone, for instance. So what happens? Well, what happens is this vault gains a percentage. And whenever it reaches 100%, you are able to open it with... you're able to open it and contains 1 mythic rare wild card, 2 rare wild cards, and 3 uncommon wild cards. So you get more as you go. You know, your vault is available to see, so on and so forth. So codes are a big thing. We got off topic. Codes are a big thing. Make sure to, if you do have a Twitter, you can follow them on Twitter. But kind of keep an eye on Magic the Gathering, like social media, because sometimes they will release a code through their social media, and if you're not paying attention to it or you're not checking that website often enough, it will lead to you just missing it, right? And you don't want to miss out on free stuff. When they give it out, they give it out. They gave out an entire Angel deck, I think, last year or something, and that was crazy. That was a very, very strong Angel deck. So it's very interesting. Just keep your eye out for stuff like that, because that's the kind of stuff you're going to look forward to. One more thing I actually wanted to add on into this series. Hopefully I've edited myself into here, post everything, so good job editing me. something that I had forgot to actually tell all of you is that another thing that you can do to get cards is to actually play things that aren't just the play, right? Now, I don't know if that made any sense to you, right? So in this area, you have the standard play, right? Regular play stuff, right? These are the things that allow you to complete your quests, because you can't actually do quests in bot matches. You can't like complete objectives in bot matches. So standard play is normally what you're going to play. You can do a best of 3 if you want. Normally, I stick to a best of 1. And then you can play any of these, right? But something that I forgot to mention is that you have a ranked thing here. Normally, you're not going to play ranked initially. I mean, starting at bronze, as you can see, I am bronze just because the month had just started. And at the end of every month, your rank is reset. So you have to start from the bottom and move your way up. It's reset to a variable level depending on what rank you were at the end of the month. So sometimes if you're in like a platinum diamond level, you're maybe only moved down to like gold. But I was off arena for a little while, so I ended up staying in bronze. So bronze is the lowest you can go. Bronze is very easy. There's a lot of beginners in bronze. But at the beginning of the month, there's going to be a lot of people going up the ladder. A lot of people are going to have the cards to... You're going to see some pretty cool decks. Personally, I think ranked is a fantastic way for you to see a lot of what the more meta decks are and how they're played. You don't get an entire deck list, but you can get a general idea of what the deck does and kind of go from there. It's a great way to kind of source things out. So ranked, what it is, right? You know, it's ranked. You have a rank, and it goes from bronze to silver to gold, up and up, yada yada. But what you'll see here is that you get rewards for them. So in bronze, like I said, it says season ends in 27 days. So in 27 days at the end of the month of May, this season will end, right? And so the goal is to get a bunch of wins in and increase your rank by the end of the month. And you'll see that the higher your rank is, the more rewards you'll get. So even if I just stayed in bronze where I am right now, I'd get 1 pack. But if I got up to silver, I'd get a pack and 500 gold. If I got up to gold, it'd be 2 packs, 1,000 gold, and 1 card style. And you kind of see where this is going, right? Getting to gold, I'm not joking about this. Getting to at least gold is probably the easiest it could ever be. Because once you're in silver, you can't go back down to bronze. And then once you're in gold, I don't think you can go back down to silver, if I recall correctly. So gold it's just an upward climb to gold. So if you can be persistent about it and eventually kind of work yourself to a nice budget deck to find yourself getting started in Magic the Gathering Arena, you can get to gold pretty quick. So once you're in gold, and you don't even have to be in like the max level of gold, you just need to be in the gold rank. And you'll get 2 packs, 1,000 gold, and a card style. And if that's enough for you, that's great. If you feel like you need more, right, keep working your way up to platinum, diamond, or even mythic. Mythic will get you 5 packs, 1,000 gold, and 2 card styles. And as you see, the higher rank you are, the better. The cool thing is that there's not just one ranking system for constructed rank. There's also a limited rank too. Remember when I was talking about draft and sealed and all that stuff that's over here with the special symbol, this guy, all the limited stuff here. Any of these things, when you do well in them and you win, right, you get a ranking system for limited as well. So if you can complete 2 of them, so you'll have, if you get this to gold and this limited one to gold, you'll technically get 4 packs, 2,000 gold, and 2 card styles. So that's kind of the perk, is if you're planning to stay and just doing constructed, you can do that. But if you want to kind of branch out and do some draft and kind of figure out some other stuff about the game, that is also available. So I'll go ahead and kick it back onto the actual programming, and hopefully this didn't break your immersion at all. Woo! So the next and final thing that we're going to talk about in regards to codes, or not codes, in regards to getting currencies and stuff for playing in Arena. This is something that I use specifically. I'm not sure how many people do use it, because a lot of people probably are off-put by the idea, but there is an app that you can download on your phone called Google Opinion Rewards, or Google Rewards, I think is actually what it's called, right? Google Rewards, what that does is when you are just going about your daily life, right? Every now and again, this app will tell you that you have a survey, right? So you take the survey, and when you take the survey, it's like 3 things. It'll ask, like, for instance, I work next to a Jimmy John's, so I continually get asked if I was at a Jimmy John's. And now I wasn't there, right? I just worked next to it. But because I'm close enough in proximity to a Jimmy John's, Google thinks that I'm there all the time. So it asks me if I'm there. Sometimes I order from there, so I'll say I paid online and picked up in store. And depending on whatever you answer, right, you'll get a certain amount of Google Play credits for this, right? Google Play credits can be used to buy gems on the store, because your Google Play credits go towards your apps. MTG Arena is, obviously on mobile as well, so you can use it on mobile. So when you're on mobile, all you'll do is, when you have it, there's no real way for me to show you, but essentially whenever you go to buy it, right, it will ask you if you want to pay with your card or if you want to pay with your Google Play balance, right? And if your Google Play balance doesn't look correct since the last time you checked it, just uncheck your Google Play balance and then check it again. Like unselect it and then select it, deselect it, and then select it. And then when you do that, your balance should be refreshed and it'll show you. So, for instance, the rewards you can get per survey are anywhere from like 10 cents to like 63 cents or something. So as long as it just keeps happening, right? It's not going to happen often, right? You're not going to be pulling out gems like nobody's business out of here, but $5 is pretty easy to accumulate, and that gets you 750 gems, right? 750 gems is pretty good. If you can end up saving up $20 in rewards, then you can actually go ahead and just buy the Mastery Pass for free, pretty much. All you needed to do is just continue to answer these surveys, and you will actually be getting free money just for answering that. So that is kind of my concept with Magic the Gathering Arena. There's a lot of different ways to get cards, right? Like I said, there's a lot to go into, but mainly I know what a lot of people want is they want to be able to make decks that they feel are good, right? One of the hardest things for me was finding cards that I wanted to use, because these rare and mythic rare wild cards are very hard to come by. In the beginning, they might not be so hard to come by, but unless you're buying a ton of packs through the store, like I'm talking like tons of packs, you're probably not going to get a whole ton of wild cards. You could always buy something like this, the wild card bundle, but I don't suggest it, even though that's, like 12 rare wild cards and 4 mythic rares. If you have the disposable income to buy something like that, go for it, right? But you could just buy packs instead, and they'll also give you a chance. You get more cards, I usually, if you're going to buy packs, maybe buy like 15 packs from each set. That way you're kind of diversifying your cards. And that's kind of the best way to do it. So that is MTG Arena and how it kind of plays itself out. I hope to get better guides out and stuff for everybody, because I know the Magic the Gathering for Beginners group on Facebook, they do a lot of good stuff to keep people informed. You know, we really want to bring the information to everybody and make sure that everybody is in the know-how for things, because you know, I and the entirety of the group want everybody to feel you know, like they're welcomed, right? I want them to have a good time. I want everybody to have a good time while we're playing Magic. And Magic the Gathering Arena is by far one of the easier ways to get into playing Magic, unless, of course, you already have a group of friends that has played Magic forever. That may be your avenue, but eventually you might want to try out Arena, because Arena is quite fun and it gets the job done. So thank you all for watching. I do appreciate your support. I hope you guys enjoyed this little, you know, guide-esque kind of deal as to how to get more gold, gems, packs, and all that jazz from Magic the Gathering Arena. You know, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I like to bring this kind of content to everybody, like I said, because I am part of the Magic the Gathering for Beginners Facebook group. You can find us, obviously, through Facebook. And that is going to be, you know, my main goal is to educate as well as do many other things on this channel. But educating is a big thing for me, and I feel good when I can teach other people things. And, you know, I still have a lot of learning to do myself. So we're hoping that we can do that as we go on. And I'd be happy to have you here with me. So thank you again. Please make sure to drink your water, eat your vegetables, and don't be a dick. And I will see you all in the next video. All right. Nerd out.